Hey guys, Duke back here again, obviously. Here we are on our new server, the Crystal Isle server for Iron Point. Link will be down in the description below if you want to join. It's a really fun server. But today I thought we would hop into it on the new server and show off how to make all types of kibble. A lot of people don't know how to make kibble. Say hi there, our little Tropo friend. He's cute, isn't he? But a lot of people don't know how to make kibble, and so I thought I would make a good guide on how to actually do it and what it takes, and to help people get memorized. I know I still don't have all the kibbles memorized, but yeah, let's hop into it. Alright, so we're back in, and we're going to show off how to make some kibble. So, in-game, there is currently 6 types of kibble that you can tame, that you can use to tame dinos. And they are the best kibble that you can use, the best taming food that you can use to tame a dino. It tames better than any other thing unless they don't have a kibble, and then you use the particular resources needed for them that you can find typically on Dodo decks. So, there are 6 different types of kibble. There is your basic kibble, which is typically found through dodos and other small creatures. And then your simple kibble, which is like parasaur, trike-sized dinos. And then your next one is regular kibble, which is also about medium-sized. And then we start getting into bigger dinos with, I believe it's superior. That's superior augmented. Superior kibble. Exceptional kibble. And then lastly, we have extraordinary, which is the most expensive. So we're going to start off with basic kibble. Typically I go and tame up a ton of one female of a species that fits, and then one male, and then let them produce a ton of eggs for me to collect later. But typically a basic kibble takes, for one piece of kibble, it takes 10 amaberry, 1 cooked meat, 1 dinosaur egg that of the basic kibble size, which is extra small, 5 fiber, 5 measureberry, 10 tintoberry, and of course water. Now if you have an industrial cooker and or a cooking pot, you're good. For a cooking pot you will need to put water in there, such as a canteen or other forms of carryable water. With industrial cooker you should be hooked up to a water system and you don't actually need it at all. I'm using the AA cauldron and it works really well. It has its own water source. It's awesome to use. I highly recommend it. So for kibble, we're just going to make one of them just to show off. And as you can tell, I've already been making some other kibble. I've had a lot of eggs stored up. And so that's how you make basic kibble. Super easy. Really easy to do early game. So definitely tame up a ton. Dilo, dodos, whatever you can tame up that are really small that produce eggs. Definitely worth getting it on early in the game versus later on when you're trying to tame berry tames, because berry tames take forever if you don't use kibble. Our next kibble is simple kibble. It's a little more advanced. It takes a little bit bigger dino eggs, but is useful. Simple kibble ingredients are 1 cooked fish meat, 1 dinosaur egg, which is a small egg, I believe, 5 fiber, 5 measure berries, and 2 rock carrots, or rock carrots, however you want to say it. Now, a lot of these kibbles have fruits, so I would recommend a farm sometime in the future. But if you spawn on, say, Ragnarok or Valgero, they have some predetermined spawns that already spawn potatoes and carrots, so great place to start to get kibble early are those places, which I can discuss in a later video if you guys are interested. So simple kibble, again, not too hard to make, but we do need to grab some we need to grab some fish meat, which is not bad, but it doesn't look like I have any right now, but that's okay. It's super simple to make. Do I have any raw? Yeah, I have some raw fish meat. So actually we are going to make it. We're going to come over here to our grill and just chuck in some fish meat. Why not? And so we're going to cook up that fish meat. Super easy to cook up. You can do this whether you have an industrial grill or whether you have a campfire. It's honestly super easy and well worth it. I'm blind. See, I'm blind. I had to type it in, guys. So simple kibble, super easy to make. And now we step into our third kibble, which takes cooked meat jerky, which for cooked meat jerky, you're going to have to make cooked meat. So you're going to have to cook it first, and then you're going to have to put it in a spoiling bin and put that in there with some spark powder and oil. And over the course of, I think it's like 1 every 6 hours, it'll make 1 piece of jerky. It's slow, but setting that up early game will get you lots of jerky, so you can make your kibble after you get the eggs. But the ingredients are 1 cooked meat jerky, 1 dinosaur egg, which is medium size if I remember right, 5 fiber, 2 long grass, 2 savourroot, and 1 water. Of course, water, but you already knew that. So again, super easy to make. Nothing really too complex, just besides the farm and the jerky. So now we're on to superior kibble, which is the next one up, obviously. It's our 4th kibble on the list of 6. This one is a little more expensive, for sure, but of course it's for taming better stuff. This one takes 2 citronal or lemons, 1 large dino egg, 5 fiber, 1 prime meat jerky, 2 rare mushrooms, 1 sap, which prime meat jerky is basically the same as making normal meat jerky, just you cooked prime meat and then put it in the spoiling bin. Rare mushrooms can be found over most maps, just about in the swamp area typically. Sap, of course, is found in the redwoods. You'll want to set up a tree tap for sap collection. That'll be really helpful for you. And of course, lemon you can find when you farm. So you will really want to set up a greenhouse or farm for that. Otherwise, it doesn't take any basic ingredients. I don't have any sap right now because, I was making a lot of kibble. Sorry, I made some just to show off. That brings us next to our... I can never remember. I believe it is... Yeah, it would be extraordinary kibble. That's our 5th type of kibble. Now this one does get expensive because it has things like giant bee honey, Lazarus chowder. So what this one requires is 1 dinosaur egg, extra large, 5 fiber, 1 giant bee honey, 1 Lazarus chowder, and 10 mejoberry. Now most of that's pretty easy to get. The giant bee honey, you will have to go and either tame a bee so they can make honey for you, or you will have to go to like the beehive on Crystal Isles, which I have coming up in a future video. I think that'll be really exciting. But it's not too difficult to get. If you're on PC, you can make the S Plus domesticated hive, and as long as you have wildflowers in there, it will make honey for you. Really useful. The other most difficult part of this particular recipe is just making Lazarus chowder, which isn't too hard. It's super easy. Let's see here. Like Lazarus chowder, all it takes is cooked meat, long grass, mejoberry, narcotics, and savourroot. So we'll just make one of those. And it is super handy to have the AA mod on your server if you are on PC. If you're not, then that's okay. As long as you can follow these recipes and look back on them, you'll be more than fine. But let's make that 1 exceptional kibble. Oh, do I not have any kibble? I don't have any eggs for it at the moment, huh? I should have like a Rex egg in here. It's just not wanting to agree with me. Huh? Yeah, this should work. A Rex egg. That's pretty special, my dude. Let's try that again. Yeah. Why won't you work, son? We're just gonna grab some of the other eggs, obviously. Typically, it would be would it be a Rex egg? I would think it would be typically, but it just varies. But besides that, as long as you have the right eggs, which will be shown, you'll be good. And then your very last kibble that you really want is exceptional kibble, which is the highest one is used for the most difficult of tames. But the recipe includes one special dinosaur egg, which is different than extra large, 5 fiber, 1 focal chili, 10 mejoberry, and 1 rare flower. Rare flowers are found alongside with rare mushrooms in swamp typically. Everything else is super easy. Focal chili is just another soup and brew that you have to make. It requires basically all 4 types of berries minus narco and stem berries, and of course it requires lemons and cooked meat, which is not bad at all. So we can make one of those, and then we can go back over to our kibble, and then let's see if we have an egg for it. Yeah, of course, there we go. We got our egg making. Boom. Now, typically the dinos that you tame also will be the dinos that you use the kibble from. So if you tame a dodo and make basic kibble, you can use that basic kibble to tame a dodo and some other creatures within the extra small category. And so you use the eggs within that category to tame them. There is some animals that don't have kibble at all, and so you have to use specialized, like the basilisk only accepts rock drake eggs and magmasaur eggs. But kibble is definitely your best bet for about early to mid game, especially in game also for taming up your dinos. It is a lot more effective than berries, and it is a lot more effective than prime meat. It's 5 times more effective than raw meat or berries. So definitely a item worth your time, worth your harvesting. And with the update they did with Ark Homestead, it really makes it a lot easier, and you don't need nearly the amount of dinos. My method, again, on PC, and so I do have mods on here, but they're mostly quality of life, is I typically have this thing called a soul terminal from the Dino Storage V2 mod, and I have passive egg collection turned on in my automation for it, which I have enabled on my server, and so it allows me to have these dinos producing eggs while not existing out in my base, which can be a real pain sometimes. But that's about it for you guys. Yeah, that's about it. There's nothing really else that we need to cover in this video. If you're curious in what a demonstration of using the kibble, or if you're interested in any other questions in Ark that you're curious about, please let me know. If you like this video, if you like my content about Ark, then please subscribe. It means the world to me.